The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today we're going to talk about 3v3 and the coming season that is here. It's my one long-form video, folks, because this is the one that I talk about my smallest account that I have and what I'm going to be doing with it. The plans that I'm going to be laying in KYBER. I am in KYBER. I think I'm going to get kicked down to KYBER 4. That squish is brutal. I've had a winning season. I think most seasons. I haven't checked for a while and I don't keep track, but I mean, you can check it. Anyways, this is my one long-form video that I do every season, and it's a labor of love for those of you who have smaller accounts. I just want people to have relevant teams and have workable things. And then what I'm gonna do, though, because what I've discovered is, even if I show you guys all my teams, you're not gonna have had the same path to getting to your whatever GP you're at as me, and so you're not gonna have the same availability of characters and etc. So instead of me just telling you the teams, I'm gonna tell you the reasoning behind it, which will hopefully help at least shape the way you're thinking about it. Anyways, this is always a kind of a fun video to make, but it is, like I said, a little bit longer, and you can find, I think I'll have time to do timestamps. If I haven't, then I apologize. But we're gonna give you a tour of the account a little bit, gotta just show you what my philosophy and my approach to things are, etc. Like I said, it's a little bit longer form. So real quick though, folks, I did want to, well, first off, there's a couple other videos that I put out every time the day before I put this video out, and it's that they talk about the best offense and defensive teams for this season as well. I'm going to have those linked in the video description, as well as a few other links. Huge shout out to my patrons, by the way. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support, guys. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you got to do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount the algorithm and get the heck out of here, shall we? Let's go. It's time to go to the game. No, there's no telling what we'll find here. Wow, whoa, madness. We're zoomed in, that's for dang sure. All right, let's zoom out a little bit, shall we? There we go. Whoa, there we are. This is Prevail Man, folks, and because we just unlocked the punishing one, we actually have a lot of GP now. I've got up to 9 million. Gosh, last time I did some kind of an update on this account, I think it was at 8.6. The punishing one, plus all the new characters have really just escalated the size of this account. And so the reason this account is, I don't know if special is quite the right word. We have 2 Galactic Legends total, folks. We have 2 Galactic Legends, and we're facing people in GAC who have 8 Galactic Legends usually. Sometimes we get a rare treat and they only have like 7, sometimes 6. Very rarely we'll face someone who really knows what they're doing and they'll have 4 or something. Usually people are going to have 2 to 4 million more GP than us in matches, and it's a whole mess. So how do we even, like, we have the 2 oldest Galactic Legends. That's all we've got on this account, folks. I do have all of the Conquest characters unlocked at this point. My 2 Relic 9s are not the Galactic Legends, as they probably should be, but they're the fish for the profundity. And then I just recently unlocked Darth Malgus. I think he's as close to Relic 9 required as possible. He's really good. So I do have all the conquest characters unlocked. So what I'm gonna do, I'll show you guys the conquest real quick, just because it's fun. It's super fun, apparently. But you can see we're already done with conquest for the time where we're doing the lazy way. This is something I put out a video every, I guess, 3 months, every time we have a new season of conquest, talking about how to get to crate 5. And if you do crate 5 every single time, you'll end up being able to unlock the character that the second most recent character after 6 total months, after 6 conquests. And so you can see Ezra's about to be unlocked for everyone else. I'll be about halfway there, and so we won't unlock Ezra for another 3 months, which is fine. I'm not going to be getting Galactic Legend Ahsoka anytime soon on this account anyways, and we will unlock Luthen, and he's pretty good. I don't know if... there's so many characters that I need to be working on this account, folks, and you'll hear me complain just all the time about it. But anyways, we go to crate 5, and that like red crate being crate 7. We go to crate 5, and then the rest of the energy that we spend here, folks, in this account, we don't spend money on this account except to buy the Conquest Pass, because I don't log in that often. I log in once every day, and I do my dailies, I do all that stuff, but I miss all the free energy. So I do spend on just the Conquest Pass. I also buy the Lightspeed bundles as they come along, though I didn't buy the Bounty Hunter one just recently, the one that unlocks Chewbacca. I think it's called the Chewbacca bundle or something, but it's a bunch of bounty hunters. I wish I had. Anyways, that's the 2 places I spend money, and then otherwise we're just, you know, we're free to play. So I know it's not free to play, but we don't spend money beyond that. And the idea being, we invest in datacrons. We do, and there is a video that I'm putting together. It's taking a while. It is something I'm working on, though, and I'm going to be telling you guys like an efficient way to be working on datacrons, that you can actually get quite a few datacrons for your account, even without spending a lot of money, if you follow these 5 simple instructions. CG hates him, etc. So you can see, folks, I already have. So this is how many I have. All these green ones from set 17, and so all of our plans are going to revolve around that, and these datacrons from set 18. And we have a lot of mercenary ones. We have a couple really, really strong ones that I'm looking forward to using, like Star Killer. It has a really cool one. Dengar has a really cool one, etc. Hondo, I don't have Hondo on this account. I'm contemplating whether I should work on him. I don't think he's even farmed, though. Let me see. Yeah, he's and he's in Cantina, isn't he? Yeah, I mean he's cheap Cantina, though. What do we get for this? 50? You guys can't see it. 50 shards of this fellow for $10. No, thank you. But we could farm him, I guess. I don't. He's gonna be really strong, actually. I'm gonna be putting out some kind of planning video for this account soon, because I'm gonna be sitting around planning, trying to figure out what the heck to do to adapt, because the whole fleet situation suddenly shifted and certain fleets aren't viable anymore. So stay tuned for that, folks. That'll be, I don't know if it'll be this week or next week. It'll be kind of soon, because I need to know what the hell I'm gonna be doing, because farming things it's important. Having the right stuff is important. And so anyways, let's get back to what I like to do here, folks. And like I said, there are timestamps. If you don't want to do this, you can skip forward. If I don't have a timestamp, you can still fast forward a little bit. I want to look at my GAC from last 3v3, and what did we do last 3v3? So let's take a look. I do keep Rey on defense usually. Let's see. Here, I think we can zoom in a bit, kind of. It's kind of zoomy. Okay, so obviously all of our Datacrons have dusted, and let's see, we have. Okay, so we had a Darth Revan team. Why don't we real quick? I don't know if we're gonna keep that on. Yeah, I think we're gonna try. We'll try keeping it on defense for now. Why don't we just swap it out right now before I forget, folks? Because I really do forget to do things on this account sometimes. Why don't we? This is the best version of the team. I got Relic 4 on Darth Revan. You guys can. I guess you can't see, can you? Here, so we got Relic 4 on Darth Revan. Why don't we just real quick, we could put some kind of a dark side. Let's see, Tank Revive, do we have that? Does that exist right now for where we're at? It doesn't look like we have. This is, oh, I guess Grand Inquisitor we could. I know that's just the, okay. I'll tell you what, this is also almost just as good. It gives us the extra max health and max protection, which makes Malgus hit even harder. We could do that, because I don't have Grand Inquisitor on this account. I don't know, that doesn't make me fancy, but yay, I guess. Okay, so we had Darth Malgus. We had CLS is on defense, or was on defense. We have this Ray team. We're going to change this Ray team. You guys will see. You guys will see. And then, so one of the ones we had General Skywalker with ETH and, not Cat Snips, and the ETH Kron. Let's see, we have the Tank Revive. The Tank Revive doesn't do that much on this ETH Kron if it's with General Skywalker, does it? Because there's no tanks on that team, including ETH, right? You're not a tank, are you? No, you're a support. You're a filthy support. Okay, and then we have the Ewoks. Let's see, in the back zone. Let's see. Ooh, we have I'll tell you what. Let's take that Dengar team out right now. Even if I forget to place defenses, folks, I don't want to forget that Dengar team. So. Let's see. Let's just fill it right now with total garbage. Just in case. I mean, better to have something there, right? So we've got Geos there. Maybe we'll put a Datacron here. The thing is, I'm operating with limited. I'm operating with limited resources as far as Datacrons go. Yes, I'm farming a lot of them, but especially in 3v3, that the 3v3 is always the time that the most recent Datacron, or the oldest Datacron set dusts, which means we only have a few from the new set and however many we earned from the other set, and we just don't have enough, like 15 on defense, 15 on offense. We don't have 30 Datacrons, so some teams are just gonna have to go without. We have to be pretty. But we have to be discerning on what we're gonna do. So let's see. We have a Karth team because we bought a hyperspeed bundle, hyperspace, hyper. It was a hyper bundle for something. And these guys just happen to be Relic 5 now. Let's throw them on defense. We have the Fin Poe team because Zori's too good for us. And this is kind of a hidden treat for our opponent. We have Queen Amidala with Pow and Qui-Gon. Why don't we just throw? I think I just have a Qui-Gon Qui-Kron on here. Let's see. They have the stun. Yeah. Is it as good as the other ones that they used to have? Not really, but it's better than nothing. And then we have that garbage team I just said. So the back zone is usually pretty chaffy, pretty worthless. One surprise team just in case they have to use everything to get through Rey, and when they get to the back zone, hey, Queen Amidala is actually fairly solid. And then up top, generally teams that the idea is we're just trying to trip people up, right? Like we're gonna keep enough for on offense that hopefully we're gonna be able to clear our opponents. That's the goal anyways. That's gonna be possible unless we start running into people with the Great Mothers or Balin, which, I mean, people are gonna have Great Mothers here pretty soon. I'm working on them myself, in fact. So let's see, what did we do last time? Oh, we put Plo on defense with Kelleran back. I don't think that was effective at all, though. I think we're probably gonna pass on that. In fact, why don't we just put garbage on this in this zone as well, folks. Here, let's just add more Ewoks, shall we? Here. Look at that. We'll add Scout as the lead. That'll teach those other uppity Ewoks to mess with stuff. Why is my Scout only... Why isn't he relicked? I bought the Hyperspeed bundle for the other Ewoks. I swear Scout was supposed to be included. Okay, let's see. We will actually have a swap out for this Captain Rex team, the triple clones. It can work if you have higher relics, but gear 12 on 5s is frankly such a bad policy. I really need to fix that, but I need to fix everything, guys. I have a General Skywalker at relic 3. I have Jedi Anakin, who is, I just got into relic 4 because of his ship, but gosh, I did manage to get the Zeta onto Ki-Adi-Mundi. I did buy the Hyperspeed bundle for Ki-Adi-Mundi on this account, and what a mess, folks. This is such a mess. But this team is actually what we're going to be placing here, including the Shock T-Kron. I don't know about the Tank Revive on this one. I wonder if there's a different one we could swap it out for real quick, because this is something I would overlook possibly. That's a Tank Revive. That's a Tank Revive. Everyone gets the Tank Revived. Oh, the 15%. Yeah. All right. Let's do that. So let's see. We have a Saw team with a couple buddies. And then we have Canderous with some... Gosh, I clearly am taking this seriously, guys. We have Greedo here. At least he has mods. That's not too bad. That's not the worst thing in the world, right, guys? Guys? And then we're going to have to rethink ships. I have a 5-star Profundity. Profundity is like the most consistent way to counter the current nonsense, but... not with 5 stars. The fleets are going to be more of a fiasco this season than ever, folks. I might just go full defense on my fleets. I haven't decided yet. It should be interesting. So, anyways, that's our philosophy, folks. We want to trip people up as much as we can, while also maintaining enough offense to be able to clear them. And hopefully we can play that efficiency game. Typically, I do need at least one Galactic Legend for offense, which is Supreme Leader Kylo. I don't think we're going to get much more fancy than that. So let's talk about the teams now, folks. Let's see, 17 minutes in. I need to just remember that from when I'm doing time stamps. What's this 2? Oh, there's the Omicron, and then we can give him Relic. Hilariously, Relic 8 is more available on this account than like Relic 3 or 4, because it doesn't require Bronzium. Bronzium is a huge, crazy bottleneck for this account. So which Datacrons do we have? We have Rogue One Datacrons. We have a bunch of Jedi that have the level 6 stun on them. Plo Koon is a really good one. The POW one is really good. Let's see. Night Sisters have some good Datacrons, at least they're decent. And then on this other one, Mercenaries. Mercenaries and Unaligned Force Users. Those are the two big groups that we're going to care about on this account. We also have Old Republic for this set, but they're frankly, like, none of them are good, except for Sortie, the droid, that this account, I think I farmed her. She's a gear 1, though, probably. Where is old Sortie? What's she doing? Yeah, gear 1. You deserve it, you stupid droid. One thing I'll point out here, folks, is we do have an IG-88 at Relic 8 because of the fleet, because of his ship. That's why he has 60 mods, and I don't know what's to become of the poor old chap now that we have the punishing one here. But one way or another, we'll have a good time here. So hold on. All right, so here let's zoom in a little bit. It's more like 19 minutes now. Now that I've stopped goofballing about, as they probably don't say. All right, so Supreme Leader Kylo. This is kind of my generic version of Supreme Leader Kylo. It doesn't mean that I'm for sure going to use this team. And honestly, Crew really loves to hang out with Seer and Malicos, which you guys can see at the very bottom. That is a team that we're going to be considering using. So Crew really likes being on that team, and they really like him being on that team. It's a fun, mutually beneficial arrangement. The problem is this account does not have the armor, and I guess we could use Daka and Zombie to go with him against certain other builds. It's just, yeah, we don't really know exactly. Like, so sometimes, depending on if we're really struggling to clear something, we might even use Supreme Leader Kylo with Malicos on the team. It's a whole mess, folks. He's gonna be our catch-all, though. He's gonna be the guy who kills the one thing that the rest of my roster really can't kill. It's probably gonna end up being Kenobi sometimes, because I don't. Right now, unless if our opponent doesn't have Datacrons, then we should be good. Hold on, let me get a drink. Hold on. Have you ever been so nervous because you're recording something that when you drink, all the water just dribbles out? Me either. That was literal drool, guys. Gross. Just kidding. So, Supreme Leader Kylo. Like, Hux isn't part of any good build. Really, Crew isn't really part of any really transcendent build, except for maybe with Seer Malicos. And so, this is the generic thing. Probably also have those other nice sisters available. We do have Geonosians maybe available, or maybe they'll just be on defense. Like good bugs that they are. They're not good bugs, actually. So then, yeah, he'll help. He'll help. I think we have counters to all the other Galactic Legends except for Jedi Master Kenobi right now. And if they don't have a good Datacron, if they don't have the stun Datacron specifically, then Bo-Katan will be able to kill Kenobi. So the hope is always that we don't need this guy, but if they place enough Galactic Legends, usually his use is warranted. Now we have Bane, so he's going to be on offense. We have Bane. I'm swapping out he usually likes to go with Darth Vader. I'll show you guys Darth Vader's assignment in a little bit. But Bane's going to be the guy who hunts Jedi. Well, he's going to hunt all sorts of things. But I think mostly he'll be taking out, well, sorry guys, my mind is blank. He probably won't be killing anything because he got nerfed in secret. He takes out Leia sometimes, depending on the circumstance. The reason he's at Relic 8 now instead of 7 is, number one, because Relic 8's easier to get on this account, like I said, which is the silliest thing in all the land. And second, Darth Bane is really strong at Relic 8 compared to 7. He just really benefits from that last little push there. Extra mastery and extra stats. What's not to love? So we could take out Leia. We could take out Jedi Master Luke if that ends up being a thing. I think the thing that I would be most scared of that he could counter would be something like Inquisition. Though I think we have some other solutions to Inquisition if we need. Bane can do all kinds of things. He's still a very strong character in GAC, and we do have the 2 Omicrons to help us. So let's see, we have Seer here. Cal is probably the best third on the team, frankly, unless you can get Crew. And as you saw, Crew is otherwise occupied with his father. We don't with his father, with himself. Whatever, whoever it is, guys. I'm getting sleepy. Don't mind me though. So, you know what? I'm gonna go get caffeine. I'm gonna pause this. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I return to you now after I've taken my jacket off, tried to cool off a little bit, got some caffeine. Let's go further. So, anyways, the Seer team with Malicos probably counters a lot of the Rays we're gonna see. Though, I mean, Rey is in a weird place because she's an Ufu, and there's an Ufu-cron out there, but the Ufu-crons aren't really that great for her yet. So, Seer Malicos probably takes most of those out. Probably kills the majority of things, to be honest, folks. It's really versatile in 3v3. A lot of the shenanigans that occur on teams have to do with revives, and Seer just kind of... Malikos kind of just puts a stop to that. So we have Baby Cal here. Baby Cal could be allocated over to Ray if you don't want to spare Cat. As you can see, I'll be putting Cat on the team. Cal goes, he's probably the third best, unless it's Jedi Training Ray. I really actually think he's a little bit better on a Ray team, but Cat is going to be even better because of all the extra offense and health that she provides to her team there. So, anyways, Seer Malikos, you probably want Crew if you can get him as the third, but if you need Crew to go with Supreme Leader Kylo, I suppose I can forgive you for that. We'll have to figure out exactly what it all looks like. The Cat team, I don't really need Cat for anything else. She goes well with Padme, but I think I have a different Padme team in mind anyways, so we may as well throw Cat here. We'll put him on defense, and that'll be that. Whereas the Seer team will be on offense to kill Galactic Legends or other A-tier level teams. Okay, so this is where things start getting weird, folks, because Starkiller has a Datacron, and I have it, I've already farmed it, that he assists whoever he is on the team with. So he just assists. He's an assist machine. Every time they take a turn, he assists. And so here's the thing is, I don't have Lord Vader, and therefore my Maul can just kind of go wherever he wants. So we can actually do this weird team where Darth Vader, because when he hits Merciless Massacre, usually you want to do this anyways, at least in 5s against like Supreme Leader Kylo teams where you're not getting a lot of turn meter. If Darth Vader can survive long enough, and Starkiller typically does a good job of helping him survive, then he can do Merciless Massacre, and every time, so he'll hit the Merciless Massacre button, Starkiller will assist. Then he'll do a basic on someone, and Starkiller will assist twice, as far as I understand it. We'll have to see how it actually is coded once we get into the season. But one way or another, Starkiller is going to be assisting Darth Vader. Merciless Massacre goes into Merciless Massacre, assists, does a basic, assists because he did a Sith character on Starkiller team did a basic, and then do an assist because the Datacron told you to. And then Vader does another Merciless Massacre, another couple assists, another Merciless Massacre basic, another couple hits. Then you do like your AoE or another basic or something, and Starkiller's probably got his Star Destroyer ready by then. But if he hasn't gotten it ready by then, perhaps you will consider Maul on this team, who gets a ton of consecutive turns as well. And every time he does things on those turns, Starkiller is going to be assisting. I don't have anywhere to put Maul, guys, especially in 3s. He's always been kind of an awkward character for 3s. I'm excited to get a little use out of him, to be honest. So we're going to do that. Because Starkiller doesn't probably need EP Mara Jade for right now, probably what we're going to do is put EP Mara Jade and Savage on defense. Makes me feel uncomfortable, but that's probably what I'm going to do. And Mara Jade actually has a Datacron of her own. I haven't been able to roll it yet, but it's also fairly good. Though I'm wondering now if I need to put... I never applied her Zetas here, so that might get in trouble. That might get in trouble. I'm sleepier than I thought, but one way or another, this team can be on defense and trip people up. Savage is always annoying, though. At Relic 3, who knows, man? I would love him to get Relic 8, but who knows, man? I'm too busy putting Relic 6 on Starkiller, apparently. So, let's see. We've got... Oh yeah, so the other part of this whole mess, guys, is if we use Savage, he's going to be pre-taunting, he's going to be just doing all kinds of savage things, keeping them alive, right? Which is why we want them on defense. But the other half of that is we do have Treya and her buddies. And obviously she doesn't have Savage on the team. So if you keep the Savage team, the EP Mara Jade Savage team available, where if you keep them on offense, I should say, and you keep Trey on offense, then you can kind of mix and match as you so choose. If you don't mix and match, if you're just going to use that team verbatim, then this Trey team always going to have Nihilus. And then you just have to make a judgment call, guys. The Basilisk Sean Fallen stuff is really nice. Actually, just in terms of all the debuffs that it supplies and everything, Darth Sion obviously adds some tanking power to it. He has synergy with Darth Nihilus and Treya. There's some very difficult decision-making ahead, folks. And, yeah, we'll just have to see. These guys are awesome. And if you can't take care of them pretty quickly, they'll become a menace. So, let's see. We have Darth Malgus. We already kind of talked about this. We finally unlocked him after last conquest. So it's been, I don't know, 3 weeks. But I got him to Relic 9. I put an Omicron on him. I put some Zetas. Like, he's ready to go, man. I don't know. I've had Darth Revan lead on defense for such a long time. I think maybe I will also keep the updated version of this team on. I just have to decide because Malgus just takes out so much. He's one of the best characters in the game, guys. That translates really well to the current Datacron sets. So I'm not really sure how this is all going to transpire, but I think I'll put him on defense at least for the first match. Let's see, we have the surprisingly high grade fish team. Endor is here because we have a bunch of weird mix and match situations down the line, and so Cassian could get dropped here. Just add another Rogue One character. You do want the good level 6 that references Jyn Erso from the set, and probably gonna probably try to. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sleepy. Apparently, hold on a sec. There we go. I just chugged a whole bunch of caffeine. Really healthy right before bed. But anyways, the fish team is just so nice, guys. It's already been really good. I have always been impressed by the stupid fish, but now you guys can be as well. He always took out a lot of different, like he takes out Iden so easily without, if Datacrons aren't somehow making her transcendent over him. Like, I don't even know what they could do. I guess if they were able to somehow remove the daze that he applies to them passively, that might help. But one way or another, Edrad probably kills Inquisition teams, even though Inquisition did get a pretty good Datacron. I'll be really interested to see how that all pans out, actually. But then he also is going to take down, like, the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon teams that we see. He's going to take down, I mean, a lot of stuff. He could take down a lot of Tusken teams. Just whatever our heart desires, folks. We're going to follow our heart. That's a promise that I will not make. So we have Bo-Katan Mandalore. I like Paz and Grogu here. Probably take out Paz and add Bando here if you want the idealized version that kills Lord Vader's. But, I mean, this version kills him too. You just have significantly fewer resources available after that. So, yeah, she'll take down. She'll take down a lot of different teams. Jedi Master Kenobi, even if they have what am I trying to say? Only if they don't have the stun cron. If they have the stun cron, then you're probably in trouble. But then also take out Lord Vader. Probably takes out like Jedi Master Luke. There's probably a lot of different teams that she takes out. though you got to be careful on what Datacrons you're facing. So otherwise, we do have our Bando, and this is a really neat team, honestly, folks. So Dengar has a thing that lets him take a turn every time your opponent characters take a turn. And so what's going to end up happening is, because I have Dengar, and then I have the Mercenary Stun on level 6 whenever he does a special. He's going to take so many turns because they're taking turns. He gets a bonus turn. We take a turn. Anyways, it's just a whole mess for them. But not only is he throwing thermals every once in a while to help Bando prepare for his Whistling Birds, like he gets, I think Dengar gets as many thermal detonators thrown out there that like do damage and everything as there are characters, and then it's +2, I believe. So anyways, Bando with Dengar can probably get a lot of Whistling Birds with those with the help of Dengar's thermals every time your opponents take a turn, and then L3 is just to save them. But one thing I'll note is these are all 3 of them mercenaries, so they also have the stun whenever they do an action, etc. Very, very strong. Very strong team. Okay, so I've got Qui-Gon here, and his buddies Anakin and the Conehead, and they'll probably just die. We probably want to add some kind of Datacron to them that does the stunning stuff as well, though I don't have the speed that you really want these guys to get to. Like, 282 is honestly a little more impressive than I thought it would be, but I mean it's not, very much not enough. So like you want them all pretty close to 300 speed if you can. Yeah, 218 is just not that good. That's fine. So anyways, these guys are going to be on defense, and they'll hold forever, I'm sure. So Queen Amidala, Padme Amidala, what she's doing here is she's hanging out with Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon, I actually have the Moff Gideon Cron, so maybe we'll even use that. But what he does is he provides an opportunity to essentially give. Whoa, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I need to zoom out. Yeah, okay. So here's the Padme team right here. So what ends up happening is Moff Gideon goes first, and I finally get him to relics here, folks. So he's 349. That's pretty quick. That's not the fastest he can be, obviously, but that's pretty quick. As fast as these mods are going to allow him to be. Let's see, is there anything we could even upgrade? No, it's got 5 rolls. And that one we could. We don't have the materials for it, but 17, 18. Yeah, we can make it faster if we really, really wanted to. But what he ends up doing, and sorry it's taking so long to do it, is you can steal everyone's turn meter on his team, and your opponent's turn meter, and then you'll give your team a little extra turn meter. The problem, of course, that as it seems like at least, is then he's gonna steal the Padme squad's team as well, and they're gonna be pretty slow. He gives them a little bit turn meter back, but the thing is, Padme actually prevents any turn meter shenanigans on her squad alone, and so she can't gain or get rid of the turn meter. And so the other thing that it does, the other byproduct of that, I'm taking forever to explain it, but what happens is he also gives it gives them a huge amount of courage, basically, to anyone who is support on the team. He gives them all protection up, which then when they take a turn turns into courage, and the courage is the mechanic that allows Padme and squad to do an enormous amount of health % damage. So it's pretty good, guys. but it only works with supports. So Padme and Shakti are both supports. Shakti's a really great addition anyways here. So this is the way we snipe out like those Malicos teams. For instance, if there's a Malicos team with Taunt, then Moff Gideon's going to pop his ability. He's probably going to go first, so pop his ability, get rid of everyone's turn meter except for Padme's and Shakti's. He'll get rid of his own even, and then add 25% to it. But one way or another, the other two are popped. Well, he pops his ability, and then the other two get a huge amount of protection up, which then turns into courage, which then turns into Shakti and Padme, deleting Malicos instantly. It's going to be interesting to see the teams that people take, because like a Seer Malicos team with crew on it is way scarier, because you can't pull shenanigans like this, like the Gidme team that I was just showing you. So moving forward, we have Queen Amidala with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Eventually, I would like to get them up to Relic 9. Or even just to Relic 7. 7 would be amazing. That's the current stretch goal. But the big thing is, well, right now I'm working on like Night Sisters, so we need to do that. Anyways, the Queen Amidala team with one Omicron. We don't have this very like top Datacron that she used to use. The support cron was just so out of this world bonkers. This team is probably going to be on defense. I guess the thing I would recommend, folks, is, well, I mean, if you're going to research your opponent, see what they kill this Queen Amidala team with, or what, this team can be good in the back, because if you force your opponent to use Darth Bane to kill something else, when they get to the back zone, they may not have a good, fresh, clean counter to your Queen Amidala squad. Or maybe you want the Queen Amidala squad to be taking the hit early and put them in the front zone instead. We'll keep them in the back zone, I think, for this time, just because if it does take an obnoxious amount of effort to get through Rey, when they get to the back, they genuinely might not be able to clear this, even though I do have really just the worst number of relics on him. Okay, so we have General Skywalker here. This team was really strong on defense last season as well. So the thing that's happening, first off, the Ethcron got nerfed a little bit since last season, so I don't know if this team's going to be any good. But the reason to made it so good last time was, even though Eth sometimes did taunt himself, General Skywalker doesn't give up his taunt until Snips is gone. And so what ends up happening is you just get a lot of damage on this team, and Skywalker is ramping, and I'm trying to remember, does he get the taunt if there's someone who's not 501st? Anyways, so Snips can't die until he's kneeling, and he can't die until Snips is dead as well. And meanwhile, Eth and his Datacron are just making this team very challenging to beat. Granted, I don't have the 4th Zeta for him, or the 4th Relic for that matter, but this team does pretty well. I'm going to put it on defense, because my clones are pretty abysmal anyways. We just won't miss General Skywalker at all, or the clones. So, but now we have some weird Jedi splits here, folks, and I think what the end result is going to be is, I want to have flexibility above anything else. We want to be able to mix and match characters and teams as we will. And so I did finally get the 2 Zetas onto Jedi Knight Luke. Finally, we still don't have all 6 E mods on him. I guess you can't see that, but yeah, we don't have all 6 E mods on him. But we do have so he can actually, in 3s, he can be the leader with Jedi Cal against like a Malgus team or something. Malgus, of course, is going to be scary because they have the level 3 that's a tank revive, and so that's tough to get through. But you get Mace here. The thing is, Mace is only Relic 3. You might, depending on what Datacron we might have the tank revive. So if they do an immediate just destroy mace move, that might not be that cool, but he might survive if we use the tank revive Kron, and then we could take out a Malgus squad. We could take out a lot of different teams if we want to use Jedi Luke's. And the reason we really want to use Jedi Luke's Kron, his lead in this case, is he brings the entire enemy team down an enormous amount of speed, and then he kind of speeds himself up, and you end up being able to take a lot of turns. You do a lot of cool, like his assist, his mass assist is really cool because he heals everyone, all of that stuff. And so if you want to use him against Malgus, it works for the most part, and that would leave, so last time we had Plo Koon on defense. I think we're going to keep him on offense this time. Plo Koon, typically you want him with like Jedi Master Kenobi this season, but you could put him with Revan here, and Hoda, I guess. Hoda training Plo Koon is actually a really funny idea, just in terms of like Plo Koon's already going to be doing an enormous amount of damage because he has a really good Datacron and he's assisting all the time. Like this is going to be a really interesting squad to use on offense as well. Though I can't guarantee we're going to use it even one time, because we're going to be mixing and matching and stuff depending on need. That's why you guys should come and watch me on Twitch, folks. There's a link in the video description. It's free to watch. If you have a Prime subscription on Amazon, you can actually support me for free. You don't even have to watch Twitch, but if you don't like ads, then you can go on to Twitch. You get ad-free content, and it also supports me, albeit a little bit, but it's still, I mean, it's hugely appreciated, guys. Any support you guys want to throw my way, very appreciated. It really is. We have a good time during our streams, folks. This week is going to be so interesting because the squish has pushed my main account and my alt to the brink of total embarrassment. My main account is actually right on the very edge. If I lose one game on my main account, I'll fall into KYBER 2. In this one, I think even if I win my first match, I think I'm still going to end up I think I'll still end up, we'll win. I mean, I don't know if we'll win, but if we do win, yeah, so we're at, what, 3,098? Okay, if we do win, we'll just barely stay in KYBER 3. So, we'll just have to see how that goes, folks. We got to win our first two matches, so come hang out. It's a must-win situation, and see how I've adapted my defenses and stuff. Because I usually change something up from what I'm showing people, just to mix them up a bit. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna keep these Jedi on offense. The CLS team is kind of weird. I was talking about it in my last one of my last videos, but CLS is, he kind of just dodges all the different really strong things out there right now. Like right now, there's no mercenaries on the CLS team. He's not a Jedi. He is an UFU, but without other unaligned force users to interact with on this team, it doesn't do that much. And so probably just put him on defense with something. I mean, actually, you know what? People, it just depends on who you're facing, and I never change my defenses on this account, frankly, not much anyways, because it's my alt. I just don't spend a lot of time working on it. But the big thing about Luke is, if people don't know how to beat him, then he can be a real bastard. If they do know how to beat him, they can just use troopers to punch his face in, and I don't really think there's a way. Like, we have a light side tank revive Datacron, but that doesn't do anything. There's no tanks on this team. We have, yeah, maybe we'll just leave it for offense. It feels weird. Probably do that though, because we are upgrading our defense quite a bit in other places. So I guess we'll probably keep it for offense now that I'm thinking about it, because if we're facing someone who knows how to beat it, they just will. It's not like high relics. I don't have great mods on this account, etc. Wampa, poor bastard, is, I think, this account is just the king of Relic 4, because I keep putting Relic, like you put Relic 3 on so that they can access the level 6 Datacron's abilities, right? So that's wonderful. It's very honorable of me. But you usually don't need them to be Relic 5. They usually don't have a personal Datacron, at least not one that you really care about. And Wampa recently did, but I never actually got that. But you really want to get them to Relic 5 or even to Relic 7 eventually, and so 4 is a good one to just squirrel away. It's like, okay, look, I'm not gonna remember to save all my materials just to get you up to Relic 5. So instead, what I'm gonna do is leave it open-ended, give him 1 relic level, so he's at 4. So then the next time I have to add a relic level, or the next time I have some materials available, we can just add 1 level to him, and the other one has already been achieved. So just long-term use on him. We're doing that with Ewoks right now as well. Just doing that slowly with whatever her name is, the princess girl. So, all right, assuming we have Daka's zombie off with Supreme Leader Kylo, that would leave this dream team of Night Sisters, and they can. This is also happens to be the team. I don't have them modded the right way to do this, but they can kill Jabba, and honestly, sometimes you can anyways if you know what you're doing. It's not a super high % chance, but I mean I've pulled it off several times. You can one-shot Jabba sometimes, and that's a pretty good worthy goal. Otherwise, they're gonna kill like a Grievous squad or something, some like C or maybe like B level teams that they're really strong for what they do. They also don't have Daka on the squad, so if something happens to Marin, you're screwed. 3s are such an awkward place for Night Sisters, honestly, guys. Until you get the Great Mothers, once they're up and running with Organ, then it should be pretty good. All right, just the team I had referenced earlier, Troopers with Dark Trooper. As long as your Piet is pretty quick, then you're good to go. You know what? Mine isn't that quick, is he? 306. Oh yeah, so 326. You want to go first with these guys, and we can't even have a Datacron because stupid Veers isn't even gear 13 yet. So there it is, what it is, folks. And then, all right, Dash team. If you have the Dash Omicron, then of course you have to put some relics onto Vandor because that Omicron is in a way just a Vandor Chewbacca Omicron. Anyways, Nest is not nearly as good now as she used to be. We'll have to figure it out. I think, is Vandor, he's a merc, isn't he? Yeah, he's a mercenary. So, yeah, I mean, we could throw like Veteran Han. And it's a kind of random, but we could do that. I think L3, we already have a team for L3. So we could do that. We could even add like Kyle Katarn or something. We want a light side character on the team, unless we can unlock Hondo, which he's, as I pointed out earlier, you can't even see him at this in this view. For that matter, you can't. There's a lot of stuff you can't see. So, anyways, final verdict on the team is still a little bit up in there. You want light side because Vander Chewie won't revive you. He's kind of choosy like that. Let's see. When another light side scoundrel, you guys can't quite see it here. So when another light side scoundrel ally is defeated, revive that ally. It has to be a light side scoundrel. So light side and scoundrel. Very important keywords for Vandor, but then if you're with Dash and you have the Omicron, he just perpetually revives everyone. The loophole being, of course, him himself. He might die. He might die. It might be tragic. That team might end up just being the one who kills the inevitable sortie team that a lot of people are gonna have. Yeah, sortie is gonna be an issue. I don't have her. I did farm her, but she's not quite ready. Alright, wow, we've been going over a lot of teams here. We're starting to get to the bottom here. So Boba, this is something I talked about on my last video as well. Boba might not be the best. He's not a merc, so he's not... Hold on, guys. Sorry, it's going weird. So he's not a merc. Chewbacca's not a merc, so it's only Han who is a mercenary, apparently. But Boba has a good lead for everyone. He gives a bunch of just bonus, just a bunch of bonus crit damage, something like that. And so Han is, I mean, this could be a good team. Maybe you put Jango here instead and make him a little bit faster. One way or another, I think you do probably want another merc if possible. I guess you could do like Wedge, even though he's not a merc. He could at least boost the damage on Han. Anyways, it's a good team. Still quite a big question mark, but you probably want to keep it for offense. And you probably, I'm guessing you don't care as much about the stuns. You probably just want to start destroying people with the 400% offense. So that's just something to think about. Let's see, we have Grievous and the two. We have Stap and B1. Could be on offense, could be on defense. I mean, I'll keep him for offense. If you're putting him on defense, like, I don't know. I wonder what Watt's up to now that he's not... yeah, he's not absolutely... He could go with the Grievous squad, maybe. I feel like a Gear 9 Watt. You probably want Datacrons for that squad, though. Anyways, so we have Fennec. Fennec lead, it will kill certain Lord Vader builds, depending on the circumstance. And sometimes you're going to want to swap Bosk in there. Sometimes you're going to want to swap Bando into the team instead. But I think Bando has better uses for this season, frankly. And Lord Vader, we have other counters to him now. We can use Bo-Katan, for instance. So, yeah, this team is just fairly obnoxious. Fairly obnoxious in the sense that they can do pretty well and deal with fairly obnoxious teams. That's actually a pretty neat off-meta counter. And otherwise, they just ride the friggin' pine there. It's just such a sad state of affairs for... bounty hunters. Okay, we're almost through here, folks. So we got Bastila, Sean here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just highlighting the fact that I have a bunch of Jedi that are left over, and Basti, even without her Zeta, ends up having a really good. She does really good with her leadership, and even without the Zeta. So what you want to do is just take her and two other Jedi and take a Datacron that lets you stun when you do a special, target different opponent characters to stun them, and you'll eventually paper gut them to death, at least. So it's not devoid of merit. You just pick 3 of your favorite boys and go at it. So 2 of your favorite boys, plus Basti, of course. She's almost non-negotiable in that circumstance. So, yeah, we have Geos. I think we're going to keep... I don't know, maybe this time we'll keep them for offense so that we can use Geo Brute Alpha as a potential tank for Supreme Leader Kylo. That might be something we want to do. Yeah, why don't we keep these guys for offense, guys? Okay, so then we got Saw. This is the current, like, Captain Rex and Baze. You're not doing a ton of damage, I think, is the big issue. We may end up stirring the pot a little bit, because the next one is Mon Mothma with Kyle Katarn and Pow. And, so they have all the offense. Maybe we end up just throwing Captain Rex or Baze on the Mothra team and then swapping either Kyle Katarn or Pow to Saw. And what that gets us, of course, is 2 decent teams for defense. Of course, hopefully my opponents don't notice that we only have 1 Zeta and that they can just target her whenever. So, but we'll put that on defense. There's a really good Pow Kron right now, and I think he really wants to stay with Mon Mothma. So maybe we'll throw Kyle Katarn with Saw, and Captain Rex can go hang out with Pow and Mothra. Seems kind of weak and weird, but so be it. And then we have, finally, our final team, folks, are the Ewoks. You can see how close we are. I've put most of the gear on old Noosa, or Nisa. Noosa is a type of yogurt, folks. That would be a perfect way to segue into an ad, wouldn't it? Speaking of Noosa, have you tried this crazy this Ewok village version of Noosa? Anyways, it's a good kind of yogurt. I think I don't remember. Is it Dutch or something? It's really tasty. Anyways, so we have Noosa here. She's ready to wave her stick that's on. I didn't even know she had that, actually. That's interesting. So she probably uses that in her animations. Anyways, so we have the Ewoks. I'm slowly getting her ready because the Ewok team can actually, with a good Datacron, can sometimes get some nice holds. And anyways, that's it, folks. Let's keep it at an hour. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, whatever. Would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Really, really would. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth goes to bed immediately after this. Have a wonderful evening, folks. Or day. No, honestly, if you're having a day, then don't have a good one. Only if you're watching in the evening. I'm kidding. I love all of you. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Share it with your friends. And maybe share a different version, guys. The one that's less sleepy. Take care.